After sweeping Notre Dame last weekend, the Gophers are still currently ranked #1 going into this weekend's home-and-home series versus Duluth. The Gophers currently hold the longest unbeaten streak at home with 17 games. Let's turn it over to the players and Coach Lucia to hear what they have to say about this upcoming weekend.
We had a great weekend last week, and I think it was our best weekend as a team, just clicking and making plays and playing hard defensively, and finally got some ground game going of creating chances off the rush and from down low. So I think we're happy where our game is at, and obviously we're going to have a tough one this weekend.
Just the Notre Dame series, we kind of wrapped everything together. We did a lot of good things in a lot of different categories of the game. So, with that said, there's still things to work on. There's still things we need to get better at.
We need some improvement. I mean, we're getting more majority of our scoring from two lines. I like to see a third line emerge from an offensive standpoint where you're not necessarily going to score every night, but you got to score every weekend.
When we played Duluth, we've played them this year already, and even though it was the first game of the year, there wasn't a lot of people there. I remember that game, but it was fun. We know a lot of kids, or at least we grew up with a lot of those guys in that team, so it makes the rival a little better.
It's an in-state rival, and we need to come out, and we always look forward to playing them. And I haven't been able to play up in Duluth at all, so I've heard a lot of great things, and they have a great rink up there, so I'm looking forward to that.
They're a good team. They've got good depth. I think it looks like the Finn has solidified himself as their #1 goaltender. They're a very veteran team, and you've seen what they've done on the road the last 3 games, winning at Mankato and sweeping St. Cloud last weekend.
Duluth's going to be in the same spot as us, going up right after the game, so we got to try to get the legs back and get some energy for Saturday.
We like playing in front of a great fan base. I don't think there's any trick or any secret to winning at home. You got to play with whether it's on the road or at home. You play with the same intensity every time.
We never want to lose in front of our home fans like that. So the run's been great, and we always prepare each week. Monday through Thursday, practice battling hard and beating up on each other, and then finally being able to take it out on the opponent. So we've been great at home, so we want to keep that up. And I think we kind of get momentum off the crowd.
The Gophers hit the ice at Mariucci this Friday at 7. A limited number of tickets still remain, so be sure to head to mygophersports.com to pick up your ticket to the action. If you can't make it to the game Friday or Saturday, both games will be broadcast on FSN+.